Pühaste lime Gose.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I have got one from, would you believe, Estonia. Now originally I thought this was from Germany, and Pühaste was a play on words on the Rammstein song of Du hast, but it's not. Pühaste is a place in Estonia, believe it or not. And they are a microbrewery. They've been going since 2011. Well, they've been brewing since 2011. Their brewery opened up in 2016, and they've been exporting stuff ever since, mostly over to Europe. And they've got quite a good reputation. This, of course, is a lime Gose, as the name suggests. I'll quickly go into what Gose is. Gose is originally a German beer from the Goslar region in northern Germany, and it's a top fermented beer that usually contains at least 50% of wheat in the malt bill, and it was a very, very regional thing in Germany. It wasn't popular. With the advent of craft brewing, a lot of brewers seem to have latched onto this style now, and they are brewing it, and it's become quite popular. I've only tried Gose once before, and it was I think it was gooseberry Gose, and I really didn't think much of it at all. I thought it was very, very bland. I couldn't get any of the gooseberry flavours. There's a lot of fruit Goses being brewed at the moment by these microbreweries, and as I say, I've only tried the one and I wasn't impressed. But I've got another one here, and they're quite low in alcohol. They're 3.8%, this particular one. What makes it unique is it's got salt in it. Now usually, or original German Gose contained salt that was naturally occurring in the water that they were drawing up from their artesian well, and that flavoured the beer. It sounds disgusting. I've never tried a true German Gose, and I must admit I'm not a fan of salt in my beer. And this stuff, would you believe, is flavoured with Himalayan salt. If you've never seen Himalayan salt, it's a rock salt that originates from Pakistan in the Himalaya regions of the Punjab, and it's pink in its appearance. You can buy it in supermarkets. They use it as a food additive, like for table salt, etc. But have you ever seen them rock salt, I don't know, women who are into tarot and chakras and all that kind of stuff? My missus is into it. I'm sure it's voodoo that they're doing. You know, she's into the tarot cards and chakras and healing crystals and all that, and fucking God knows what else. But she used to have one of these rock salt things, and it was a light. They're quite dangerous. I did hear of a couple of dogs being really seriously ill where they kept licking them, and it's salt, and their livers and their kidneys were giving out, and they couldn't work out why. So yeah, if you've got one, be careful if you've got pets, because you know it could fucking kill them. But that's what's in this beer, is Himalayan rock salt, and that's all I sort of really know. It's a lime Gose, so there's lime zest, I'm assuming. But originally, the original Gose was lemon flavoured, had some herbal notes to it, and of course it had the salt from the water. Anyway, let's stop guessing, let's stop gassing, and let's get this beer checked out. Right, it's a 330ml can. It's 3.5%. The IBUs on this are 12%. So the lime that's in here obviously isn't making it that bitter. There's not a lot of information on here. Here's the can if you want to have a look. It's very minimalistic, and there's not a lot of information on there. So that really is that. Let's get this open and let's see what's going on. Now this has been sat in my fridge for ages, not doing anything. I've just been sort of putting it off, and I've just opened it up and it's fizzed up. So I imagine there was a hell of a lot of carbonation in this. Let's get a little bit poured out and see what is going on with it. Yeah, there is a fair bit of carbonation in there. Have a look at that. Fucking hell, there goes the head. That's not a good sign. Wow, it smells sour. Sour lime. That's all I'm really getting. It's like an apple sourness with a touch of lime on the top. This ain't looking good, and that head dissipating quite rapidly. Look, the amount of fizz in that, and then it's gone. This isn't a good sign. I have not got high hopes for this at all. Oh, fuck! That is sour. Jesus, that's like the sourest Berliner I've ever smelt. God, it went right up my nose. Okay, well, there it is in the glass. Now, I really don't know what to expect, but on appearance alone, I don't know whether it's supposed to look like that, but that ain't looking good. Wish me luck. Wow, that is sour. That is very sour, not bitter, sour. There's lime in there. Not much salt. There's a very, very dry finish on it. So dry, my mouth is actually producing saliva. Now that sounds like a contradiction in terms, but I think that's where it's just been dried up so much. I'm sort of compensating that with saliva. Wow. There is a hell of a lot of sherbet sound, you know, that type of sherbet sourness that you get in a Berliner. There's a lot there, and I'm assuming all that is coming from the yeast. The salt, not really getting. The lime is there, but God, this is all about the sherbet sourness. It's almost like a Gose. Now, this is going to be confusing. You get Gose from Belgium and you get Gose from Germany. When I'm referring to Gose, I mean the Belgian lambic stuff. That reminds me of a Gose. And it's like a lemon sherbet with a touch of lime. Not much saltiness. There is a little bit of what I'm construing to be sweet malt, like a biscuit malt, but it's very, very subdued. Do I like it? Well, I love sour beers, and this ain't bad, to be honest. I mean, it looks like a cider, but I have to say there is a lot of flavour in here. There's much more character than the gooseberry Gose. That was just so bland, they needn't have bothered. But this stuff has got definite character. And the alarm bells rang when I filled it out, but I have to say, this ain't bad. It's not bad. I will say that it's not bad. So what's the verdict? Well, this is the second time I've tried a Gose, and to be honest, from what, you know, my research on what Gose actually is, this is much more faithful to the original style than the stuff I tried. I think it was Magic Rock from Yorkshire, and it was just so fucking bland. But this stuff, yeah, loads of character, very sour. If you don't like sour beer, don't bother with this. There's a ton of lemon sherbet, and the more you drink, the more I actually like it. So it's not bad at all. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And if you can get it, I think I got that from, it was either Beer Sniffers or Beers of Europe. If you can get it, I would advise, definitely. And if you like, only if you like sour beers though, because this will really make your face pucker with its sourness. But I'm going to drink the rest of that because I quite like that. So yeah, 7 out of 10, recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.